Okay. It's a weird time for this, I know. It feels very strange. Right, I thought I had it right already. It's weird doing this stream this early in the day. Really, really weird. Put this too close, I think. There we go. That should. But it is the holiday times. So we're going to be doing a little bit early today comparatively. All our brushes out here. Though really we're probably only going to use one, which is our go-to here. Actually, we might use both of these. So bad at getting these brushes out of this. Hey, well. Also, it is incredibly cold where I live. So I have been bundled up all morning. But I'm probably going to pull... There's a shirt underneath. Don't worry, chat. I'm not stripping on you. Probably going to take this off. Because it is now hot with all the stream lights on in here. Was not when I first started the stream up. And there'll be a lot of you that live in colder environs that are just like, cold? How cold is it where you're at? 21? That's not that cold. But around here, 21 is really cold. Oh, you know. Whew, that's already much better. Okay. We're painting today. We're going to try and work on this girl right here. Right here, camera. All right, come on now. Work with me. One day we'll be able to afford better cameras. Age restricted? Yeah, for taking off that, yeah. All right, look. Look now. Come on. What do I need to do to get you to focus on the model? There we go. We're going to try and paint this girl today. Now, a lot of little fine details to do here. And I kind of want to bring this camera in, but I can't really without messing up the whole setup. But I want to be able to get the detail work done here. So we got to get this belt here. We got to get the gold. We might not finish this model today because this is the most complicated model that we have. Out of all of them, I forgot my paper towel. All this stuff over here. There we go. Got a fresh one. My cats are fighting outside the door. I have 2 cats that are out in the rest of the house and 2 cats that stay in my bedroom because they're too little to be with the other cats. And the 2 cats that are out in the rest of the house, there's a bunch of vents for that heat all over the house. But they just want to fight over the same one. Because they can't stand, I guess, the other one being warm. Get all this dust off from up here. Yeah, this is a really in-depth model, so we're probably not going to get it all done today. I don't want to get it wrong. You know, I want it to look nice when we're done. So, we're going to take our time, get what we can done, and what we get done, we get done, and what we don't, we don't. But we're going to start with the belt, so we need our snakebite leather. We really are going to have to get rid of this face cam at some point, because, like, there's so many things in it now. All the cameras are here. Microphone's in the view. Because of all the cameras, the green screen doesn't even sit, like, flush, and so it's off. All right, now we're trying to get this belt right here. We have to be very careful. We don't want to get everything else. This is a pouch. So this is okay to be snakebite leather. The belt goes all the way around. You have a snowstorm? Yeah. We don't have snow yet, but we have the wind. And we definitely have the ice. Right, I want to get that snakebite leather just a little bit thicker on here, because I want it to look old and worn. You know, I want this belt to look like it's been through a lot. Now she's got a clasp on the back there, which is going to be interesting to get, because the clasp is supposed to be gold. We had to just be really careful with the belt there. There, because the buckles on that are also going to be gold. As you can see, this model's got a lot of detail, and it's going to make it really difficult. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to make it where this camera doesn't, the auto focus again is off. Try to focus in on what we're looking at. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. Okay. Now you can see belt right there. Buckle right in the middle of that. That's what we're trying to avoid, getting snakebite leather brown. Is there anything else that needs snakebite while we're doing it? I don't think so. Oh, she's got a band on her leg here. Could do in snakebite leather. All right, and then we're gonna do something that's a little fun here. We're gonna do a little bit of a mix-up here. The tassels here for the purity seals. Your mom started winter break early due to the storm. I understand that. A lot of businesses around here have been shutting down because of it. Not my girlfriend's, of course. She still had to go into work today, but what can you do? We're gonna take the snakebite leather. We're going to put a layer of snakebite leather to make them look old. Then we're going to come back through with some Agaros dunes and lighten them up just a little for some highlight work. We tried something last time with the wings of Will, the pigeon, the dove, not pigeon. Keep doing that. We're going to try something this time to try and make these purity seals pop just a little bit more. We could use Nasdric yellow for the highlight, but I don't want it to look gold. I just want it to look aged. And we're going to go for something pretty interesting here. See how it turns out. Yes, before anybody asks, that is my monitor being held up by Strategy Guides. They're a lot cheaper since I already own them than a stand. Now, I think for the plinth here on this, I'm assuming it's probably wood that's holding that, but I don't know it. But I want to get just a little bit of... Not a lot. I just want a dusting of that snakebite leather on the chest up here. And we'll come back over the rest of it with Nazric Yellow for the gold. Because I just want that light dusting of it on there. I've been thinking a lot about how I want to do that whole portion. Alright, so now we're going to get the Aggro Dunes. And then after that, we're going to come back through with the Nazric Yellow and get all the stuff that we still got to get with Nazric Yellow. And then I think we do Basilicanum Gray. I think that would probably be the next best choice. I'm going to move this back over here. Bothering me that it's over there. That's not where my brain expects it to be. Alright. Did we get it? Nope, not by far. Alright. Looking good. I appreciate it. We're definitely starting to get better at this. No doubt in my mind. Alright, let's try a little bit of this Aggro Dunes here. This is a lot lighter of a brown. So if we bring it back over this and just wash it with that, then it should really make these purity seals pop in a way. And I want it kind of thick on there. We may still have to come back over them later with Nazric Yellow to make them shine more. Put a little bit of this on the chest too, just to make it look a little bit more worn down in time. Because that's supposed to be a relic from ancient years, you know? You can see that made it a lot more glossy. Made them shine a little bit more. Alright. See our Aggro Dunes right there. Now we're going to start getting into our Nazric Yellow. The only thing I haven't decided yet is what color I want that, because it looks wood, right? And I think Aggro Dunes would probably, honestly, yeah, Aggro Dunes would probably look really good right there. Let's see. Let's get a little bit more of that Aggro Dunes and try it. You can always go back over it with the thicker snakebite leather if we need to, but I don't want it to look like leather. I want it to look like wood. And see, originally I wanted to make it steel with Basilicanum Gray, like she was holding a steel pole. Like that she could beat people to death with after she got done holding the relic. But you can see the wood grain on there. And so we might as well, you know, stick with the wood grain look. I know I say this every time, but I would do this even if no one was watching. So I definitely appreciate all the people that are. Will hanging out in the chat, but also all the people that are also going to be watching later on YouTube or on Twitch. You're all appreciated so much. I actually really like the way that Aggro Dunes looks for the wood grain. That looks really nice. Alright, we're going to get the edge of the plinth here with that Aggro Dunes as well. So that it looks like the same tree was used to cut all of this. I think that's really going to make it pop. In the 40K universe, they have a special, like it's not concrete, it's ceramite. And I want to use the gray to make it look like ceramite is the bands holding this wood together. And maybe we'll say that the pole and the wood used for the plinth are all from the same tree on the planet that this relic comes from. I think that would be a pretty cool way to run this. Alright. Now we have a lot more little detail. Again, when you're doing stuff like this, the little color matters so much more than the big color, right? You want it to pop. You want it to shine. he's got a little bit of a purity seal right here on him. I'm going to go ahead and just grab that too. All right, that should be good. We're going to get this little last bit here. Before we start doing the Nazarick Yellow. And we got a lot of Nazarick Yellow to do on this guy. Oh, you're so right. I didn't even notice. You are so right. Thank you. Ah, there we go. All right, there we go. I think that's looking pretty good. Oh, no, there's more wood grain in here. Glad we didn't put the Agros Dunes up yet. You may say, but Trey, we don't want the swirls to all be Agros Dunes too. We want those to pop. Well, we do. That's why we're going to go back over them with Nazarick Yellow and make them gold. But the wood underneath needs to still look like wood underneath. I also just noticed this morning that the podcast last night still wound up split on YouTube. So I'm going to pull those down, edit them together, and then re-upload those tomorrow maybe, unless it gets done before I have to leave today. I didn't want my computer to still be rendering them while we were streaming, so I didn't do it yet, but all right, so now all that wood comes from the same tree. Looks good, I think. Hey, Roxanne. Now we got a lot more color popping. I really like the way that Agros Dunes looks when it dries. I'm going to have to remember that, because that, I think, looks really nice. I almost feel like we should finish the relic now and the plinth that it's sitting on, because we started it. Yeah, it's very cold. But I'll get that fixed with the indie podcast and everything. Okay, so either do the gold next. We could go ahead and knock the Basilicanum Gray out. I think we're going to knock the Basilicanum Gray out. And then we will do the gold, because the gold really is the last bit we have to do. I thought we wouldn't finish this today, but we might. We really might. Okay. Bring the Basilicanum Gray over it in a pretty thick wash over the gun. Then we'll come back over with some Black Templar right at the end there to make it thicker, so that different parts of the gun pop more. It's not just one gray blob, you know? Put gray right there. Gray. The edge of the spikes. Alright. Going pretty well, I think. Forgot I gotta bring it back up closer now because I turned off the autofocus. And of course, we're gonna mix some gold in here from the Nazarick Yellow. We got that handle on snakebite leather in hindsight. It is cold everywhere. It is a cold day. I My cats are not happy. They do not like this. They are not used to it. It is not like this where they're from, which is also where I'm from. And we just finish off the plinth. I'm sure. All right. I want to do the majority of this in gold, as I mentioned before, because I really want it to pop. But I think to make it pop, we can't do all of it in gold. I think we need to do some of it in gray. I think we do the outside in gray. And then we do the big points in gold. That, I think, is going to make it shine a lot more. White Christmas for you? That's nice. Or it can be nice anyway. Not always nice, I suppose. All right. We're gonna have snow. It's gonna be this cold. Get some enjoyment out of it. Yeah, I understand that. I do. I understand that for sure. I want to specify too. This is not the way that it's painted in the books or anything like that. This is just what I decided to do. It might come out looking terrible, but I now know how to fix it if it does. And now that we're getting faster at painting, it's really not that hard to fix. I just really like the idea of like a gray case of the metal with like gold topping it that really makes the gold pop where it's supposed to be, you know? There's going to be some part of this that I think are really going to look nice with that gold popping out of that gray. As you might see, I'm really just doing the fencing and the outer cage. And I'm leaving all of the ball joints and the spikes to be gold. I think it's going to really shine here. I still don't have a good white that works with a contrast paint yet. I wish I did, because there are parts of this that I would paint back white. Oh no. That was a mistake. Okay, now that spot's just a little bit darker. Still a mistake, but it definitely could look worse. I'm dealing with very small detail work now, which again, this model has a lot of detail work. That's this model in a nutshell, basically. I also kind of want it to look a little grimy, you know? Have a good meal, Will. Missed a purity seal. On the cherub. I kind of want it to look a little grimy because it's been out in the middle of the fight, you know? Oh, and there was more wood up there too. We're going to have to bring back our Agros, dude. Get the insides. Okay. think that's everything we needed the gray for. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the gold. Then we can come back for the Agros dunes. The cherub is going to take a little while. We have a lot we have to do on the cherub. But the actual sister is almost done. We just have gold left to do on her. We'll do that first, and then we'll do the relic box. Chat, you're going to have to give me just a second because I need to blow my nose. I accidentally muted both the music and myself there. Alright. So, next up. Nazdreg Yellow, which we're actually starting to get pretty low on. I use Nazdreg Yellow for a lot of stuff. There's a lot of gold in the Warhammer 40k universe. So, good to order a new pot of Nazdreg Yellow soon. I love this color because it comes out like a burnished gold. This is maybe my favorite color to paint with. Though I do really like Agros dunes as well. It looks pretty great. Right, and because of the way that Nazdreg Yellow works, you don't have to do much with it. It shines really quickly. So you can kind of just apply a little bit of it. And then it just wells and fills everything. And it looks so nice. We do still have to come back and finish the helmet and put eyes in there. But, oh, it looks so nice. There's a buckle right back here. We'll get just like that. And a buckle right there, which we got. We also have a spot of black on the back that I forgot. Just see it right there. And then we're going to get gold on gun here. Those pop. We get it around the edge of ammo rack. So that at one point it was gold, and then we're going to come back with the gold here. Do the same thing. Was at one point gold, but it's been worn down. So all we have left for the sister herself is we have to finish off the helmet. We have to finish off the gun and get her back. And then we're done. We're done with her. So let's get started with the gold up here, because we have a lot of gold to do up here. First off, his little ring. His gold. Bring him a little bit closer so you can see, chat, what I'm doing. His little key is gold. All right. His little crown is gold. Go. Of course, he's already popping way more than he was. All right, let's get started on this then. This thing's going to look very different when we're done than it does right now. Oh no, not the bacon. May all your bacon burn. I think using the gold as a highlight instead of using it as the main color is really going to make this plinth, this relic, pop. And we do the chest up all in gold. A nice thick coat of gold. That's true, it would at least be warm then. That's very true. Nice thick coat of gold here. Will really make that pop. We want it to well inside everything too. Yeah, the paint pot's starting to get low because I don't know how well you can see it on this camera, but I can no longer get it from the top. I have to put my brush all the way in there. Get it. Oh, there we go. That's going to well really nicely. Good thick coating of that gold. Okay. Finish. Gold highlight work. Ad time. Guess it is about ad time, isn't it, Nightbot? Want it too thick, but I do want the swirls to pop. For the Aggaros dunes, I want all of these pop corners. Yeah, maybe use all the time on top of the fridge. That'll do it. Two of my cats are fighting over the exact same vent for the heat, even though there's more vents in the house. Guess they just don't want the other one to have it. That one's gonna be a lot more burners than the others. It does too. It really does make that pop. I kind of don't like it though. I think if I come back over this gold there, it'll be darker, but I think it'll look better with the gold than the gray. Vents have a bunch of little heaters plugged into walls. I understand. My central air doesn't work, but the central heat still does. Thank goodness. We may not have air conditioning, but we have heat. We have window units for the air conditioning. Since I live in one of the hottest states in the United States of America, you know, the central heat is definitely what I should have focused on making sure worked. But it pays off sometimes. Yeah, I think that looks better. You have the darker gold and the brighter gold. We're going to go back with the gold over the rest of this gray that we did. Makes it look like the areas that have all the spikes and stuff get polished and the rest doesn't, in a way that I kind of like. I'm kind of digging that. I know I still have to go over the inside of the back of the plinth, but I just want to get this part here right first. Like, this is supposed to be a holy relic, you know? I think the gray just makes it a little bit too dark. Alright. Inside of the bottom down here. Inside, back of the chest here. We're going to do something a little unorthodox here. We're going to get the inside of those gold as well, which I think will really make it pop a little bit more. We're starting to come together here now. This is starting to look pretty nice. Worried I'm putting a little bit too much force with the brush, and I don't want to break this thing. I do want to make sure I get all of it. Right? I actually think that's looking pretty good, chat. We still have to get the steels on the front, and we still have to finish up the top. Maybe we just go ahead and do in the Nazra yellow while we have it here. I don't think that looks half bad. It's very dark in some places, but I think that just shows or goes to show the age this relic has that she's bearing. A little bit more of a wash in places here. A little bit more gold, a little bit less yellow. All right, I'm digging that. Welcome back, Will. We just finished up the plinth. And honestly, I'm really digging it. I think it looks pretty good. We went back over the gray with some gold. And it doesn't pop as much as I hoped it would, but the different shades of gray and gold and the different shades of yellow, I think give it a nice texture and a nice look. Quack. And also, again, the Sisters of Battle are the religious zealots, but being in a bunch of gold would make a lot of sense. I'm just going to splash these with a little bit of gold as well. Pop a little more. I don't know. Let me know what you think, chat. I think it looks cool, but I'm also trying to go for like a, hey, this thing's been around for a long time kind of look. So it should be pretty aged, you know? All right, next up, we have to finish up the cherub. No, my light. Oh, it's ad time. Nightbot was wrong. Well, I think ads come in based on when you join the stream. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. So, next up we have the cherub. Now, we have a couple different options on the cherub. We're probably going to try and leave the wings mostly white, but we might do a little mix there at the end. We're going to take a little bit of Blood Angels Red. We don't need a lot of it, just a little bit of it. For this vial of blood that it's carrying with it. Thought this full play in the long dark. I understand. You got an ad before ad time? Wow, Nightbot, come on. We are going to do some touch up with that gold, actually. We got to touch up the key rings on this stuff. And I didn't even notice. Alright. That's okay. We do have a lot of touch up to do. We got to get the eyes now. I always worry about. There's not enough red on the brush. Okay. That was way too much red. It just dolloped right there. Nope. Nope. We messed it up. I've gotten pretty good at that over the last couple models, but that eye is definitely not right. That one's not either. I think my brush might be starting to come apart. Yeah, we were doing so well. What, 15 minutes play, reload the page and get like 3? Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, well, we might as well finish the eye. We're going to have to come back over that with our white, which again, our white is not very white. Aye, yeah, exactly. I think I had too much water on the brush still, too. I think that might have been my mistake there. We're going to put a little bit of Apothecary White on there. I'm just going to make it darker. But at some point, I'm going to come back through with another contrast white and get them all anyway. Where's my... Keep this just to stir these. Yeah, that is just straight gray. Great reminder, too, though, that you can put a lot of work in on a mini and mess it up right at the final hurdle. So what I'm probably going to do instead is get some of that mix made up and just scrub that red off, because that white is far too gray. Alright, well, we're going to leave that for now, and we're going to go back to working on the cherub. While that sucks, we cannot let it stop us from finishing the rest of this model. But that does suck. A lot. Alright, we need a little bit of Volupus Pink. I need to get a smaller brush that I use just for eyes. That is like really, really thin. Alright, that Volupus Pink just goes on the purity seals. Make some pop right there. All there is to that. And we're done with that. Now we should have Gilliman flesh in here. Trying to hide how annoyed I am at myself for messing up the eyes. I was like, look at this. This is almost perfect except for the eyes. Which from a distance, you can see the reds there at least. Man. Alright, where's my Guilliman flesh? Here it is. Now, Guilliman flesh is a weird color. Because it's supposed to be the color of Butte Guilliman's flesh. And yet we use it mostly for cherubs. For babies. No, they're not really babies anymore. Oh, there's a purity seal on his shoulder. I missed that. We're going to have to get the Volupus pink back. Actually, some gold I missed there, too. We're going to do a lot of touch-up work on this one. Guilliman flesh again. With the spine, because we want that to be white. For the most part. Some kind of short story every time you press paste? Wow. Yeah, we're going to have to get a contrast white. I keep brushing over stuff. I didn't mean to brush white. Or over white. Okay. There's our little cherub boy. Alright, now we're on touch-up. Now we have to touch up all the areas that we didn't get touched up before. So we have some gold touch-up. We have some black touch-up. We're going to start with the gold. That brush is definitely still wet. All right. There we go. Alright, any more touch-up gold to do here? Reminded me of the cat earlier, they're fighting over the heater. That sounds about right for cats. Alright, I think we got all our gold touch-up that we needed done. We still need a little bit of pink touch-up and a little bit of black touch-up. And then I think... white base for white, yeah. Jumping on the white base! We're taking the hobbits to Isengard. I'm jumping on the white base. That's a really old meme. I feel like most people probably don't know it nowadays. I should get that voice clip for a deal. That'd be fun to have. Just a smidge. Go. Purity seal on the shoulder. Looking pretty good other than the face. After the stream wraps up, before I leave the house, I will look up what the right choice is for a white to go to with contrast paint, because I can't just keep putting up with it. Okay. Blush, and then we just need to finish up Black Templar. We should be good. I'm also going to get a smaller brush just for painting eyes. We're not going to keep doing this. We're not going to keep putting all this work into a model and making it look great and then just destroying it. There is one more part of Basilicanum Gray we need to do too on this model that I just noticed hasn't been done yet. Go. All right, now we need to put black right here. Make the bolter shine more. The bolt pistol, that is, shine more. Ian from Double O saying, "What are you doing? Fire!" Yeah, that'd be a good one too. All right. Right. All that's left now is the gray. Basilicanum Gray. All that's left is the rock under her feet, which I almost don't want to paint because eventually we're going to start basing the models, and I want to base her with something too. But I don't like just the bland white rock there. I don't think it looks good. Give it a nice little wash of Basilicanum Gray. It is very good, yeah. All right. Until I get some white to fix the helmet, this girl is done. Clean this brush off and then we'll show her off. Right? Go. Again, other than the helmet, I think it turned out pretty good. You know? So, pretty fond of that. We're not going to start another one today because it's already almost time. But the next one that we're going to paint, we have a couple more we're going to paint. Of the sisters. Melta sister. Pretty cool. And we have the Sister Superior. Those are our last two sisters to paint for this Sisters Kill team. And then we'll see what people want. Had an alarm, you had no idea what it's for? Yeah, that's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. What did I set this for? We have some touch-up fixes that have to be done for the sisters, but then our sisters will be done. And after that, we got some options. And personally, I'm leaning. One called Yi. Well, all right. I'm leaning towards either Death Guard, big stompy, cool-looking boys, or I'm leaning towards the Bugs, Tyranids. We got a lot of options. We got Black Legion, we got Tau, we got Necrons, we got AdMech. We got Veteran Guardsmen. We got more Space Marines. We got a lot of options. So I'll probably put a vote up. People decide what they want to do. But thanks everybody for coming out to watch the stream. We finished off the toughest one of the sisters. We messed up her face. But other than that, I think we did pretty good. Learning, you know, I'm getting better little by little every time. Change the focus to where. And I think she looks pretty good for the most part. Let me know your thoughts as always. Comment section down below in the chat, all the same fun stuff. Thanks everybody for coming out. And until next time, I've been Trey. Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to mention Monday, MO Mondays, Tuesday, regular podcast, Thursday, Runger's assignment, or Friday, Wednesday, Runger's assignment, Thursday, regular D&D podcast. Friday, we'll be building, working on the Crossbone X1, trying to finish it off. But again, until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Painting models has to offer.